I'm out walking, and that's some kind of rub. Look at that. Oh, it's some kind of buck rub. You smell him, huh? Do you smell the deer? He says, I'm going to get the velvet off my horns. Did you smell the deer? Yeah. So our property, I'm not on our property, I'm right below our property. We do have a couple of hollows, and the deer do run in the hollows, but they live back here on this property next to us. I was taking a young man on a horseback ride, but I had a hold of a lead rope too. He had reins, but I had a little lead rope. We jumped up a little pack of deer and little herd of deer, and the horse jumped 2 foot in the air and spun around and started to run off. I had a hold of him. But Ma had a hold of Ace, and he didn't go far, but that little young man, he was very athletic, and boy was I glad, because that horse could have dumped him in a split second if he wouldn't have been sitting in the middle of the saddle and been in balance. Because the horse didn't just jump, he bolted forward a couple of leaps. Look at the sky. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. It's been a month since I've walked. Maybe more. How beautiful the sky is. Actually, my legs are feeling it when you start going. I don't know if you see, that's a hollow. That's what we call it. Holler. We call it a holler. You know what y'all call it? We call it a holler. You walk down to the bottom of the holler and you walk back up and your legs start burning. You see how steep that is where two hills meet. Oh, sun has almost set. I don't know if you can see our house. That's our house. Right there. That's our house. Oh, it was 59 and so sunny today, and just, it was a beautiful, beautiful day. I had to run back to town and get more trim for the kennel tile, but I am so elated about getting the kennel tiled. It was definitely on my top 10 goals for this 2020, and just to have that done is going to be amazing, because come on, let's walk down this holler and then we'll walk back home. Think we've done a pretty good little cardio. I'm feeling it already. I forgot to eat. I had breakfast, but I hadn't eaten since because I forgot to eat. We've been so busy. I rushed to town and rushed back, started feeding puppies again. All the puppies are doing fantastic. I'm happy to report. And I'm going to show you how steep this is. This is almost straight down, like it would be a small ski slope, right? So when you go to walking up and down these hills and hollers, you can get your cardio going. Get your cardio going, yeah. Sissy Poo. Actually, that's pretty straight down. I'm not sure if there's an easier way down right down here. That's straight down. I'm surprised we haven't jumped up some deer. If I walk to that house, I don't know if you can see that house. That's a private road. It just ends at a couple of houses down here. If I walk to that house and walk back to get in, almost 3 miles. But I don't have time tonight. It's going to get dark on us. Come on, Sissy Poo. So it's a creek down here, kind of a wet water creek. It just flows when it rains hard, but there is a bridge over it. So I'm going to walk down here and then walk back up. I can get to puffing and blowing. I need to get some different shoes. I bought these shoes, but they've kind of been not necessarily anything compared to the other tennis shoes I used to wear that they don't make anymore. It's funny, my doctor, every time he does a C-section, he gets blood on his new tennis shoes. pop off my tennis shoes. I'm down on my hands and knees scrubbing the blood off the floor. He's like, no, don't worry about the floor. Get my new tennis shoes. So we're going to go down. This is how the cattle come. We're going to go down and then turn around and come back up and say we've had a good little walk. So I could ride all the way to Emmy's house if, where that house is up there, if it had a gate, and they don't. Around the cattle guard, there's a cattle guard. So unless your horses know how to jump cattle guard, which would be, you'd need a good jumping horse to even attempt that. If they miss, they'd die, they'd break legs, so that wouldn't be good. Right, now, this is called the head of a hollow, because this is more than one hollow. See, that's a mountain, and, or whatever you call it. We call it a mountain hill. That's a mountain. And then that's a little bit of a, then it moves back up. So this is called the head of a hollow. I need to come down here and pick up these rocks. So the water, oh, hands are getting cold down here. You can see how the water comes just, you can see the cattle trails. See the cattle trails. The water just comes flushing down here. I'm wondering if this isn't something underground bubbling up here too. This very weird, unnatural pit there, moving down to. It's just a. I mean, when this creek, when it rains, this thing goes fast. It'll sweep you away. These are our neighbor's cattle. These are not our cattle. My hands are getting cold, Taffy. We're going to have to get back. We'll huff and puff and go up the hill. Huff and puff. Huffy and puffy. So down on Gabe's property, even though they've excavated, what happens when the water comes and moves the bank away, sometimes you can find arrowheads in here because, you know, the water's moving into the, moving the dirt. Look at this. I think this one has been chiseled. Look at this right here. See that? You always tell something's been worked because it has unnatural. Let me see here if this is, see if this has been worked or not. I don't know. My sister's way better at this than me. See the unnatural jaggedness of that? Tony can tell. She finds stuff all the time. Pieces. I know I'm playing instead of walking, but oh, now see that? See how unnatural that is? See how unnatural that is? Anyway, hey, we need to go back. The sun has set. We'll put these in our pocket and let Sissy see them. Because sister, she's really good at that. Yep, she's really good at that. She's really good at that. What do you think? You're drying up nicely. Come on, Mommy. Okay, we're going to head back and huff and puff and blow and blow. This way. Come, this way. Always good to get out. She'll do twice as far as I do because she's... Come on. Noah runs up ahead of me and she says, it's been a good little workout. It's been a good little workout for me. She could run 5 miles a day. She finally gained her weight back. She's finally gained her weight back. It looks nice. My hands are getting cold. The temperature's dropping. So this is the little hill that I'm going to jog up and get my cardio going. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. Let's get it. Come on, let's get it.